This is the main menu of the PV-1000 portable digital video recorder from LawMate. It shows you the options for video, image, record, and settings. In this demo, we will be going over the settings. You'll notice at the bottom there are several different indicators. Starting at the far left, you have a pie graph which represents the total capacity of the hard drive. Each pie on the graph will disappear and turn black as space is used. The next section is the clock in 24-hour format. The little lock to the right of the clock means the hold switch has been slid to the right, preventing any button on the face from being pressed if you have it in your pocket or in a bag. To the right of the lock you have a clock. This is the timer indication if you have the recorder set up for timer recording. To the right of that you have HD1, which indicates you are using the internal hard drive for recording. It will switch to SD if you have an external SD card inserted and you have it selected. And finally, to the far right you have a battery indicator. It has 6 vertical green lines that shows you the battery life. So we'll go ahead and select settings by pressing enter. This brings you to different recording options. Preview, pre-event, and motion detection is what we'll cover first. Pay close attention here to the preview section because we'll learn some things here that we'll build on for later, and I'll skip over assuming you have the knowledge already. First selection is the resolution. You have 1280 by 960, which is default, and on down the road down to 320 by 240. Now the only reason you want to change this, or a good reason you want to change this, is if you're recording for a long time. Each increment you go up in resolution, you have less hard drive space to use. Hit enter, it will unselect it. Next one, you have different quality modes: low, high, and normal. I'll just select normal. Frame rate is adjustable from 1 all the way up to 30. 1 would be like you're standing there with the camera taking a picture every 1 second, so 1 frame per second. 15 would be half of real time, and 30 would be real time video, just like you see on your TV at home. Audio, you can choose to enable or disable it. The frame counter stamp, you can turn that on or off, and it's a stamp for each frame of the video, so you'll have numbers in the top left scrolling by pretty fast. They'll actually label 30 different numbers per second. Next page, page 2, you have your time date stamp. You can turn that on and off. Device ID stamp, on or off. Display, you can have your display going through the LCD, TV, or both if you're previewing it. Microphone sensitivity, we'll select that, and you can adjust that using the volume control. Up or down, all the way down is microphone off. Next you have overwrite disabled. You can either enable that or disable it. Overwrite will let you record over the oldest videos if the memory is full. And back at the settings page, we'll show you what preview does. Pre-event. Pre-event is useful for if you have this video camera recorder hooked up to your camera system in your helicopter or in your patrol car, and you don't want to record all the time, but you want to capture those important events. It will capture 30 seconds before you press the record button. So if you're riding along, something happens, you want to record, you press the record button, and it will add the 30 seconds prior to you pressing that record button to the video. We'll select that. This page looks pretty familiar to you already. Resolution, quality, frame rate, audio, frame counter stamp, time date stamp, device stamp, display. Here's where it changes. Your pre-record time can be either 15 seconds or 30 seconds. And you have your microphone sensitivity and your overwrite. The motion detection option is useful for whenever you are doing long-term surveillance with the power supply attached. The This page looks familiar to you, same as the others. Where it changes is here at the motion detect level. You've got high, medium, and low. Motion detect record time can be adjusted from 30 seconds to 10 minutes to 1 minute. And what this does is after the unit senses motion through the camera, it will record for this long. Motion detect area select. You can turn these grids on or off. So say up here in the red area you have a fan or some computer monitors or some leaves or trees blowing around that will set off the unit and burn up your hard drive space. Just press the enter button once you select it with the red square, and when anything moves in that area it won't trigger the motion recording. That's the only thing different on that setting. You have microphone sensitivity override, and that's basically it. In our next segment, we'll go over setting the time, date, and time of recording. For more products and more product demonstrations, go to spygadgets.com.